Now, I've currently been riding around Japan solo moto camping, and I've come across a whole bunch of different issues that I've had to sort of work my way through and tighten down and tone my kit to make it work. And these are the lessons that I've learned. So let's start with the most simple one, which is your luggage. Buy once, cry once. That's the best advice I can give you. Get yourself some good quality kit, some good quality bags that are waterproof, weatherproof, robust, and well thought out. For me, I use Lone Rider. I love their gear. I love everything about the way it's set up and how it works, and that's why I use their gear. One of the problems that I did notice early on when I was traveling is that I would use a cheaper bag. And the cheaper bag forever had problems, whether it was leaking in the rain or it would get a tear in it or something would go wrong. And it just compromised all my gear. And it was always in the back of my mind. If a storm was coming in, I was like, oh, I've got to stop. I've got to put raincoats over all my gear. I've got to make sure everything's tied down. I've got to check it for leak holes, things like that. It was just always frustrating. Now, by investing in good quality bags, I know that no matter what the weather throws at me, whether it's blistering heat or pouring rain, that my gear is secure in here. It's dustproof, it's waterproof. The heat doesn't get in there, so I just know that everything is safe and secure. So I can just focus on the ride, which is why you're out there touring, right? So that's what I use. This is the Overlander 48 liter, and these are the mini bags, which I have one on each side with a bottle holder on them. And that's pretty much all I need to be out on the road for days, weeks on end. Okay, tip number 2, look, less is more. You don't need to pack your entire life into the bike. It's one of the first things that everyone does when they get into touring. They want to go touring. They pack the hell out of their bags. They've got everything they can possibly think to imagine that they need. And the truth is, you don't need half of it. You really don't need to carry everything with you. It's about the ride. Sure, comfort is good. Having those creature comforts is awesome, but they will be a hindrance if you pack too many. Focus on the ride, because less is more, and that equals freedom. Now, when I'm traveling, I'm filming, so a lot of the space that goes into my bags is taken up by my camera gear. It's taken up by my hard drives, my computers, my batteries. And that's taught me that I really don't need as much stuff as I thought I did. I just need a few changes of clothes, little odd bits and pieces, my sleeping mat, my sleeping bag, a couple other little essentials, lights, etc. like that. But otherwise, it's a super minimal kit. Now, if I wasn't filming, I would have everything I could possibly need in this bag with a whole bunch of extra space, and you can do that too. So when you're packing, if you're worried about what you're gonna need on a trip, simple way to do it, go take a couple of overnight trips somewhere near home, pack your kit, get out there, test it. What did you use, what didn't you use? If you find yourself not needing something, get it out of your kit. Minimalize it, bring it down, get it smaller. In the end, you're gonna have a lighter kit, which makes you gonna have a lighter bike. It's gonna be easier to pack, easier to ride. All around, everything is gonna be better. So, minimalize. Okay, so tip 3 goes towards people who are looking to do moto camping particularly, and it comes to tent choice. There are a whole bunch of tents out on the market. You can go for a really big tent, you can go for a really small tent. My advice is to go for something that is a standalone, that's not too big, but it's big enough to be comfortable in, and that has a lower profile. The reasons I choose standalone is that you never know what ground you're gonna come across. So if you have to camp on a beach, you want something that you can just pitch straight on the sand. You're not worried about having to anchor it to make it stand like a big tent. The other point is the wind. When you get those high windy days, a low profile, low tent will just not catch as much wind. It's gonna give you a bit more of a relaxing place to sleep in at nighttime. And the main point after that is that a nice smallish tent doesn't use up too much real estate on your bike. It's also easy to set up when you're by yourself. Okay, tip number 4 is hydrate. Drink before you're thirsty. Dehydration is killer, man. If you're dehydrated, your reaction time is gone, your decision-making time is gone. You may as well be drunk on the bike. It's super dangerous. So stop, sip, ride longer. I always carry a couple of water bottles with me on the trip because you never know when you're going to come across a place to refill. I have one of these on each side of my bike, which gives me about a liter and a half of water. I'd like to start the day by chugging a big bottle of water and I'll finish the day with another big bottle of water. So stay hydrated, keeps you fresh, makes you feel better. If it's hot weather, you're gonna feel cooler because your body regulates temperature better when it's hydrated. And in wintertime, you don't realize how much water you're losing because it's cold out. So definitely just constantly, every time you stop, take a swig of your water. Just keep topping up the tank. Make sure you've got water. You never know where you might get stuck. But yeah, hydrate, man, hydrate. Okay, tip number 5, and this is a big one that I mean, I can't state this one enough. Plan, but don't rush. Plan your trip by all means, you know, pore over maps, get on Google Maps, search around, find things of interest, find a route that you like, but keep it flexible, because the best moments on pretty much every trip I've taken have all been unscheduled. It's that road that you just see off the side that you decide to take a little burn up and see what it's like, that turns into an epic ride through the mountains. There's so many things that can happen, whether it's, you know, issues with your bike, a small fall, something going wrong, traffic, an accident on the road. All these things will delay you. And if you have a tight planned schedule, if you have a reservation that you have to get to for your hotel for that night, you're going to turn what should be a beautiful, fun exploration, a tour, into a race against the clock to get there. Nothing will ruin your ride quicker than needing to be somewhere. Okay, tip number 6, and this is a big one. This is a huge tip, right? Do not forget this. Have a toolkit and know how to use it. Now, I ride solo a lot, and a lot of the places I go to, I end up with no phone reception. I had no plan to actually be there, and no one knows I'm there. If I have a big problem, something goes wrong with the bike, I get a flat tire or something, then man, it has just killed my entire day. I could be stuck out there for God knows how long. So what I do is I carry a toolkit. Now this bag here I have is dedicated as my toolkit bag. So I have a few things in here. So I'm just gonna pop this open. The other reason I keep it in this bag and not in my main bag is so I don't have to unpack and pull things out if I need to do a quick repair. I just know everything is right here. So I just have a couple of kit bags in here. I have this one, and I have this one. Now I'm not going to go through every tool I carry, just the basic essentials. So I've got a whole bunch of spanners, screwdrivers, pliers, tape, a knife, a little chain for cutting wood in case I get something stuck or an obstacle or it needs something. So I have a whole bunch of little tools in here. These are my basic essentials. I have the spanners and stuff I'll need for pretty much fixing everything on the bike. That's all in here. This is another piece of kit that I can't go without, and this is your tire repair kit and a battery operated pump. Just unzip this thing. So yeah, it's just a stock standard little tire repair kit. Nothing that you won't have trouble finding anywhere online or on any bike shop, car shop. Super easy thing to use. I won't go into that. But this is probably the one thing that I won't leave home without. Now this is by a company called AS Max. It's basically a battery powered air compressor. And I use this every single day when I'm on the road. So basically every morning before I kick off, I use this not only to check my tire pressure, but also just to give them that little bit of an inflate or deflate, depending on what the weather's doing. Keep your tires at optimal running conditions, right? Your tires are so important. Always check your tire pressure. But this, if I do get a flat, I'm in the middle of nowhere, I can repair it with the kit, but I need to inflate my tire if I want to get myself out of there. So having a simple battery operated air compressor, it's a no-brainer. So if you are looking for something, this is, what was this one called? This is the T10, I think is what it was called, something like that. But yeah, AS Max T10. I mean, there are other brands out there. You can find one that suits you. They're not expensive, and you're probably only going to use it in an emergency, maybe once or twice in a blue moon. I use it every day to check my tire pressure. Yeah, get one. You'll thank me later at some point, possibly. Hopefully not. But yeah, definitely have a good toolkit. Can't state that enough. You never want to be stuck out in somewhere and not be able to get yourself out of the situation. So if you're planning on touring, learn how to use your tools, learn how to do basic maintenance on your bike. And before you go, check your bike. Lube your chain, check your oil, check your tires. Just make sure everything's working on your bike before you leave the house. And then after that, it's just in case something goes wrong or general maintenance that you might have to do along the road. toolkit. Don't forget it. Okay, next tip is just bring in the right clothing, the right gear. If you're riding in places where there's sharp elevation changes, you're going up in the mountains, you never know what kind of weather you're going to be coming across. You don't know how cold it's going to get, or if you're going to get trapped in a certain location. So just make sure that you pack at least something that'll keep you warm, something that'll keep you dry. You don't want to be out somewhere with the gear for hot weather riding and then get caught in a really cold, like storm in the mountains. Nothing is worse than that. So just make sure that you pack a few layers, a couple of bits of clothing, some extra socks because your feet are going to get wet no matter how waterproof your gear is. Yeah, just some basic essential clothing to keep you safe. Okay, last point, guys, is just simple thing. Look, you don't need a specific bike to go touring. Any bike can tour. It's just up to you how you ride, where you're going to go, what you want to do, and what you're willing to put yourself through. Any bike can tour. Having a GS 1300 or whatever the hell they're called doesn't mean that you're going to instantly be able to tour for super long distances and over any terrain. The bike isn't what matters, it's your mindset. So go in with the right mindset. If you have a bike, it has an engine, it has 2 wheels, that's it, that's what you need. Now, yeah, granted, you're not going to take, say, a 50cc little scooter over the Himalayas unless you're absolutely insane, but the mindset is what matters, not the bike. So if you've got a bike right now and you're thinking about touring, get out, go and do it. Start with smaller trips, work your way up to it, build up to it, and before you know it, you'll be riding for weeks on end, feeling at home on the road. And that's what it's about. It's about the freedom, it's about the adventure, and it's about exploration. So the only way to do it is to do it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. You know the routine, but most importantly, happy riding. Now, if you're interested in seeing some more of my touring stuff, I do have my Project 47 videos all online. You can check those out now. I'm basically riding through every one of the 47 prefectures of Japan, moto camping as much as possible, but all solo. So jump over there, check those out. They're kind of cool. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments.